Hey kiddos, this is Miss JB, Miss Jean-Baptiste, presenting another lesson to you. Happy July 1st, 2020. And we are going to read a book today, and it's called Old Macdonald Had a Dragon. Not a farm. Old Macdonald had a dragon. And the topic for today is story elements. So the parts, that's a fancy word. Elements is a fancy word for parts. So story parts. What's our objective? Our objective is to answer questions about the text. And text is a fancy word for book. So we are going to answer questions about the text. That's our objective for today. And so here are some of the questions, and let's review the questions before we read the book, just so we can think about what we should be looking for as we read. So let's take a look. Number one, who are the characters? Second question, where does the story happen? Question number three, when do the events happen? Day or night? Number four, what is the problem? Number five, does the problem get fixed? How? And number six, is this story fantasy or realism? And how do you know? So let's get started with the story. Keep some of those questions in your mind as I'm reading the book to you. Old Macdonald had a dragon. And the author's name is Ken Baker. He is the person who wrote the book. Now, the talented person, because Ken Baker is a talented person, obviously, but the talented person who drew the pictures is Christopher Santoro. Let's get started. Old Macdonald had a dragon. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a dragon, E-I-E-I. Not so fast, mooed the cow. As it moseyed up to the farmhouse, I've got beef with you. In other words, I've got a problem with you. Dragons don't belong on a farm, the cow said. It's my farm, said Old Macdonald. I can have a dragon if I want one. Either the dragon moves out or this moo moves on, mooed the cow. Faster than the farmer could sing E-I-E-I-O, the dragon swooped out of the sky, gulped down the cow, boop, and swallowed it whole. Delightful dairy, said the dragon, with a lick of its lips and a flash of fire. It whipped its wings and flew away. The farmer frowned. Too bad, he said. I'll miss that cow, even if it was a bit bullheaded. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O, with an oink oink here and a wait up 1 mud stinking minute, oinked the pig. As long as there's a dragon on this farm, there'll be no more oink oink here or oink oink there. Adios. This hog is hitting the road. Faster than the farmer could sing E-I-E-I-O, the dragon swooped out of the sky, gulped down the pig, and swallowed it whole. Savory swine, said the dragon. With a lick of its lips and a flash of fire, it flapped its wings and flew away. Kind of. Take a look at the dragon's belly. Now let's go back a page and take, well, 2 pages, and look at the dragon's belly here. Not too bad here, kind of decent, not too big. But look at his belly on this page. Doesn't his belly look a little bit bigger? Maybe. Let's keep reading. The farmer wrinkled his nose and frowned. Good riddance. That stinky sow always smelled of trouble. Besides, I really like my dragon. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a sheep. A ram charged up the steps and butted, which means he hit, old Macdonald right out of his chair. You can't pull the wool over our eyes, bade the old ram. You get rid of that dragon, or you can kiss your wool socks goodbye. If you look at the farmer's socks, look at his socks. Look at his 2 feet. This sock down here has a hole in it. He gets the wool. He gets wool from the sheep, so it's fur. It's called wool, so that he can make socks. And the ram is saying, which is a male sheep, the ram is saying, I'm not going to give you any more wool if you don't get rid of that dragon. Now let's take a look to see where the dragon is. Uh-oh. Let's see, next page. Faster than the farmer could sing E-I-E-I-O, the dragon flopped out of the sky, gulped down the ram, and the whole farmyard of sheep, and swallowed them whole. Marvelous mutton, said the dragon. With a lick of its lips and a flash of fire, it wilted its wings and waddled away. So it didn't even fly away. Look at its belly now. Can you see how big it is? My goodness. The farmer folded his arms across his chest and frowned. Look at him. Folded his arms across his chest and frowned. The farmer's not happy. Look at the dog. He's not happy either. I'm not so sure that dragon is a good idea after all, he said. I might need those sheep and their woolly socks to keep my feet warm at night. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a dog. Keep me out of your 2-bit tune, barked the dog. I saw what happened to the cow. I saw what happened to the pig. I saw what happened to the sheep. I don't want to be dragon feed. Remember that word feed? Hey, hey. Remember that word feed? F-E-E-D. And it means food. So he's saying, I don't want to be dragon food. I don't want to be dragon feed. That's another way of saying food, feed, but for animals, not for humans. Faster than the farmer could sing E-I-E-I-O, the dragon dragged itself across the yard, gulped down the dog, and swallowed it whole. Now back here, the dragon was swooping out of the sky, but because the dragon is so fat now, he's got to drag himself around. Delectable doggy, said the dragon. With a lick of its lips and a flash of fire, it folded its wings, flopped down, and fell asleep. The farmer jumped off the porch and stormed across the yard. Now wait one doggone minute, he said, kicking the dragon in its snout. This is the dragon's snout. Give me back my Roscoe, which is his dog. Faster than the farmer could sing E-I-E-I-O, the dragon stood, gulped down the farmer, gulp, and swallowed him whole. And now the farmer's inside the belly of the dragon with all the other animals. Inside the dragon, the farmer scratched his head and smiled. The farmer's smiling. Look at his face. But are the other animals happy? Well, the dog is happy. Do the sheep look happy? Does the ram look happy? How about the cow? No, it looks like the farmer and the dog are the only ones happy right now. Here we go. Sing it with me. Old Macdonald had a farm. Excuse me, a dragon. Old Macdonald had a dragon. E-I-E-I-O. And in that dragon he had here we go, a cow, a pig, a ram, some sheep, and a dog. E-I-E-I-O. With a moo oink ba woof here and a moo oink ba woof there. Here a moo oink ba woof. Uh-oh. Burp. The dragon burped. The farmer and all the animals shot out of the dragon's mouth and tumbled onto the ground in a slimy heap. All that spit and stomach juice, also known as stomach acid, flew out of the dragon's mouth. Terrible tummy ache, howled the dragon. With a frown on its lips and one last belch of fire, it whipped its wings and flew up and away for good. The farmer smiled, plucked his guitar, and sang, Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a cow, pig, sheep, dog, E-I-E-I-O. The end. I hope you liked that book. But before you leave, let's answer some questions about the book. Remember those questions that I introduced to you in the beginning? I showed you in the beginning? Let's try to answer those. So the first question is, who are the characters? Well, we can turn to the last page and see all our characters. Well, most of them. The characters are Old Macdonald, the cow, the pig, the sheep, the dog, but there's one more character. Who's the character that ate all of the farm animals, including including Old Macdonald? The dragon. All right, so question number 2. Where does the story happen? Where does the story happen? Let's take a look. Where are they? Are they at the mall, the beach, outer space? Take a moment to think, where are they? They're on a farm. Yes, they are. It's even in the song. Old Macdonald had a farm. Excellent. Let's take a look at number 3. When do the events happen? What time of day is it? Is it night or day? Let's look at all the pages. Does this story happen during the night or the day? Let's stay from outside. Let's stay outside of the tummy of the dragon. It's dark in there. We don't want to give you the wrong impression. What time of day is it? Day or night? It's the day. It's the daytime. Now let's take a look at the next question. What is the problem? What's the problem in this story? I will even show you a page that shows some of the problem. This page shows you where all the problems are gathered. What's the problem in this story? Old Macdonald and all the farm animals get eaten by the dragon. That's the problem. The dragon wants to eat everyone, including the farmer. Next question. Does the problem get fixed? Does the problem get fixed? Well, let me turn to a page to help you out. Does the problem get fixed? It does get fixed. Take a look. The dragon burps, burp, and all of the animals come out. And that's how the problem gets fixed. Let's take another look. This is our last question. Is this story fantasy or realism? And how do you know? Is this story fantasy, which means make-believe, or is it realism, which means it can happen in real life? Which one? Fantasy or realism? It's fantasy. Now let's come up with some reasons of how you know it's fantasy. Do dragons exist? Are dragons real? Well, I heard somebody say the kimono dragon. Yeah, there's a kimono dragon, but is he like a real fire-breathing dragon like this one in the book? No. Dragons like this one do not exist. No. Now, here's another question. If the dragon ate everybody, do you think, like the farm animals and old Macdonald, do you think they'd still be alive in his belly like this? No. See all that slime in there? All that slime would help to make all these animals and old Macdonald nothing but a pile of bones in his belly. It would eat away at everybody and they wouldn't be able to survive or to live. So no. And let's see something else. I have another question. Do farm animals talk like we do? So for example, if you were to sing a song, let's say you were old Macdonald, would your cow come and tell you, I'm done? If you were old Macdonald, would your pig get on a motorcycle and say, peace out, I'm leaving? No, pigs don't ride motorcycles, and cows and sheep and rams and dogs don't talk. So that's all those reasons are ways that you know that no, it's fantasy. It's not realism. I hope you guys enjoyed this book. This is one of my favorite books to read to my students. So I hope that you enjoyed the book, and I will see you next time. And remember, have a very safe and fun 4th of July. And I'll see you next time. Bye, kiddos.